Hello, everyone. How's it going? Yes, I wasn't going to out you, Gildark, but that comment gave me great entertainment. I did leave it anonymized. It could be anyone with the beginning letter G in their Discord tag. But now that you've outed yourself... Hey, Lizzie Babs. Hey, Sonic. Doing a shorter stream today. I got tabletop gaming later to do. But I'm not going to lie. I have been thinking about Rexxanna, and I've wanted to play her. So I was like, maybe I could squeeze in a quick stream. Now I feel like people are getting more invested, so I don't want to jump ship and just like do a bunch of it without people on stream watching. However, I did do one small thing. You can see she is starting to take after her benefactor Vrograg. You can see she has a fishing pole equipped. I just went outside to the pond and brill, and I got my fishing up to over 50. That means I can fish in cities now, which is nice. I can maybe even get the bucket on a head. I get the bucket. Sorry, bucket on the head. I came to the city. I was taking a look at some gearing options I have. I am definitely in a spot where I need to continue working on my leatherworking because I think there's good stuff for me that I can get even at level 15. I don't think my leatherworking's quite there yet. So I had some light leather on hand, and I sent over some that I had stored on a bank alt. And I'm like, well, this is good, as good a chance as any to use it. Where's my axe? There it is. Oh yes, I sent over all the different... these are all the ones that my shaman got from the Easter egg event. I was like, oh, I should send them over. I just... They're white items, so you might as well have them stored up in your good old transmog collection. I did have a quest here to turn in. I'm not sure which one this was. I know the bucket's cool. I know it is, Lizzie Maps. That's why I'm like, I should probably... I don't think it's something that I would do on stream because it's... the bucket's a pretty rare chance if I remember correctly. I don't think I recall which quest this is. Valdred's Hands. I think that's the guy that killed this guy's wife. Yep. Oh, good. These hands killed my wife. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I'm just going to turn down the music just a smidge. I put some more AI slop jazz in there for today, just to mix it up a little bit, by the way. Let's see. Ah, good. These hands killed my wife, Delia. Revenge. By the way, Sonic, I remember why I saw the name Delia. I'm like, why do I keep thinking Delia? It's from the Call of Cthulhu game. That's where I saw the name. Sonic knows what I'm talking about. Revenge for her murder was my only care, and you were the instrument of that revenge. Here, take the ring you returned earlier. Delia has been dead to me for so long. Her ring is a bauble I no longer care to keep. Instead, I will keep these hands as a remembrance of my friend's betrayal. It gives me stamina. It is technically better than no ring. Well, it's a ring. The lowering of spirit actually isn't the best, but I digress. Friend in Glenshire. Oh, that must be above me. I was going to see if I could bang out some leatherworking too while I'm here, and then I could maybe figure out where I want to go next. If I remember correctly, leatherworking is... That was in the Apothecarium or Rogue Quarter. Oh yeah, mage sticks. Yeah, I don't doubt that someone got that far. It is a very... It's not like something you can get in like 20 minutes. It's something that you might get after hours of trying. So it's not the most riveting. Like, I am unironically going to look at leveling up leatherworking, which is more entertaining than that content would be, I guarantee you. Is it Rogue's Quarter? Okay. Oh, really, Lucy Babs? Those are two old names. I've raided with Lexi Play. I've raided with Drew more, honestly. But I've had many a good chat with Drew. Okay, what would be good? I want to use the least amount of leather while getting the most leveling up, so probably embossed leather gloves for now. How many is cloak? Yeah, we'll do gloves for right now. I'll get another 3 and see where we're at. You can see some of the fish I caught here. I might actually want to keep some of these fish. I don't know. There might be a cooking recipe or two I can use from these, so I might want to do that. Let me get rid of some of this other junk. I'm starting to get medium leather, so that's interesting. All right. The fish, either way, will help, because if I need to feed Misha, I'll have extra fish on hand, so I should probably also make the rest of this. Yeah, I think, I don't think there's a level restriction on the bucket that you get from the Undercity fishing, which is why I believe... I think level 1 characters can use it, so I think it's something that Insanity players look for. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Alright, I made all the leather. Okay, let's make some of these. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a set that's really good. I think it's the dark leather set, but I think it's like well into the 100s where you can start learning it. I would like to at least get closer to that just because it would be useful for me to have. All right, those are still orange, so let's go with another 5. That's 15. Don't know how to count. How's everyone doing? Everyone having a good week? We're almost to the weekend. It's been lovely weather up in New England. As many of you know, I'm a truck driver, and it has been a great week to be a truck driver. Pretty much, Gildark. Pretty much. Oh wow, these embossed leather gloves, they're gonna take me to quite a high level, I think. Okay, let's do another 3 would be 6, I only need 5. All these gloves. Oh, they do have my name on it. That's cool. Okay, they finally turned over to yellow, which means that there might be some new recipes for me to look at. Where does the dark start? You see, like, dark leather cloak, it has agility on it. Oh, it requires level 15, though. Dark leather boots. Okay, see, now, I would love to get these. I'm close. Oh, these are good, too. Dang. Okay, let's see what we can do here. That's 6 light leather. I do have a cured light hide, I believe, in my bank, so these might be really good for me. Not really, but This fine stuff is for boomkins, I think. No, this one isn't. I need 2 cured light hide. This one would be worth it, though. I do think. 4 agility. Oh, yeah. And this is also worth some of the investment of leather. Yeah, so I'm going to go grab my 1 cured light hide. I don't think I have any other light hides, do I? I do, so I only need to buy 1. That's great. I think once I do that, I'll equip what I can and then get back to getting. If I remember correctly, there are a bunch of quests over in that island area of Tirisfal. I don't think I've ever leveled there. One time I think I shot part of the Paladin class highlight for class changes. I shot part of the video on that island, as I had never been there and I just thought it looked cool. And I'm like, oh, I wonder why have I never been here? And, well, I don't know why I had never been there, but I do know now that it's something that I should have maybe done earlier. And it's, now I'm aware that there's some fun stuff over there to do. All right, I still need 1 cured light hide to make that stuff. Because the tunic requires 1 more cured, yep. Can I just do light hide? I mean, these must be dirt cheap. Yeah, they are. Oh my goodness. I mean, at coppers a piece? I got a little cash, so why don't I just buy 10 of them? I could use them. Yeah, is that... after all the crafting I'm done, I'm still up 4 silver, even after buying all those light hides. Skinning leatherworking, by far the easiest stuff to level up. It is a little tedious, but it's nothing nearly as difficult as the other crafting, in my opinion. I got 10 of those. Lovely. Oh, they have the guild bank guy here. Does Blackwing Guard have anything I can use? Oh, I probably have no permissions. No one knows who I am in Black... Well, I think some people know who I am in Blackwing Guard, but I haven't, like, mentioned to them that I need permissions, so I don't think I have any. Not that there's many leveling items to have in there. I'm really hoping maybe this weekend I can position myself to have a stream, but also try to get a Shadowfang Keep run in on stream. I think that'd be really cool. I really don't want to just be run through it with a 60. I would ideally like some people at level to do it with. It doesn't, obviously... I would almost prefer people to not be in stream while I do it, just because it's a little less distracting. All right, let's cook these up. But I think that would be fun. I am also relatively sure there is a really sweet axe in Shadowfang Keep. I don't know if it's a 2-hand or a 1-hand. I have to start thinking that the second I can do dual wielding, I'm going to go that direction to be more like Rexxar. And I honestly think that's going to hurt my damage. But French Baguette, no. This is not Tel'abim, this is Nordanaar. And if anyone wants to know exactly what the rules of the challenge are, I mean, they're self-imposed. It is working in Twitch now, too. You can do ! Rexxar. Rexxar. And that'll give you a little Imgur link, and you can see the challenge. Oh, thanks, French. I appreciate that. It is working on both, I'm pretty sure. That's too bad, Gildark. I need to start working on getting two good one-hand axes. Okay, so this is the one I know I need. So 4 course thread for that. All right, let's make one of these. I mean, is this better than what I have? No, what I have has strength and agility. I'd probably keep that. That's the same thing as what I have, and the belt has stamina on it, which is better. So I'd probably go for this. So let's get 2 course thread. Make one of these. Fine leather cloak has stamina on it, so probably also better. And I need 2 fine thread. Ooh, fancy. And I am finally low on leather, which is great. Ooh, also want to equip this quick. Hee hee. Look, guys. She must be friends with Vrograg. She has a fish offhand. I love the fish offhands. All right. So let's equip this stuff. Fine leather tunic. I'll try to get some glamour shots here. Lovely. Good stuff. The new fine leather cloak. Definitely a low-level cloak. And the fine leather belt. Looks like the fine leather set is like a set. So it'll probably match a little better. I know the the ears are a little off-putting. And I have those armor kits, so I might as well use those. Who needs axes when you can... I mean, it is deviating from the challenge. I do not... outside of Fishbringer, which is a whole thing, I think those just count as maces. So, as tempting as it is, I don't think it's something I'm going to do. Alright. We'll sell off some of this stuff and then throw what I can in the bank and we'll get going. Also, French Baguette, I hope you're enjoying Tel'abim. I've heard it said Tel'abim is Turtle Wow's best kept secret. I don't like PvP, but I love Tel'abim. They have a great community. Much respect to them. All right, I'll put my bonus leather in here. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to check. They have the cooking trainer here. Maybe... yeah, maybe someone here might have recipes for the fish. Yeah, see? Rainbow fin albacore. And did I get any albacore? Of course I did not. Where's my cooking anyway? I should have a bunch of meat, no? Not as much as I thought I would. Requires cooking fire. Like, I don't know if has this always been here in Classic? I don't remember. I have some of these already, so why don't I just get rid of this stuff? There are a couple spots in the world where it's like we could use having a... oh, I did get 50. I think that means I can learn one of these, right? Yeah. It's... oh, man, I fell in the green goo. It's always a good idea to level up as you go, because otherwise, like, you'd have to double back. All right, rainbow. I don't have any rainbow, right? Yeah, no rainbow. I'll just check. Maybe rainbow fin are super cheap. Rainbow fin albacore. No, they just don't exist. Okay, well then. I guess that's a dead stop in our cooking adventure. Yeah, Sea Gildark. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I thought there was one that was a one-handed. That would be like a good transition for me to get ready for doing main hand, offhand. All right, we'll keep that. Maybe I could feed Misha the sickly fish. Not because I don't like her, but just because it's like, you know, does anyone have a dog? And you're like, I'm not going to eat that. But then the dog's like, hey, boss. What you doing with those scraps? You see what I'm saying? All right, let's get rid of some of this. I'm going to keep this for cooking. I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Might as well do some of this. Anything else I can get rid of? Why do I have cooked and uncooked versions of Slitherskin mackerel? I can't cook them. Maybe someone handed them off to me. I still have a bunch of long jaw mud snappers. I think someone in Ogrimmar just handed me a bunch. Because everyone is concerned about, and I will gladly do whatever it takes to keep Misha well fed and happy. Now, I am probably ready to start learning the new rank of bandages. Not yet, though. Exploiter 94 just wrote... Wait. LS Nord? Or is that is Nord? This is Tel'abim. Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah, this is Nord. You confused me. You bamboozled me. All right. Let's go hit the Flight Master up. Ooh, lovely. By the way, I don't know if they're probably never going to hear this, but Druidel, I love the look you have going. Very properly Tauren. Where is it? Oh, this isn't the Flight Master. Where is the Flight Master? You always have to look for the hooks. The hooks in the ceiling. By the way, if you ever get confused, you look for the hooks in the ceiling because that's where the bats hang down from. Is that? I feel like I just walked away from it, but I don't think I did. Oh, here it is. Ah. Back to the sepulcher. Yeah, does anyone know what level Shadowfang Keep is? There were 2 people that were leveling, and I just happened to be in the elite area. They were really cool. They helped me get some of that elite quest stuff done really early. But I think Shadowfang Keep's like 20. Could be wrong. And, let me see if I can bring this up. Because I know this is something I'm going to want to look into. Keep this up. All right, we have that, and let's get this window up. Feronia at point. I think Feronia and Murag told me about this, but I want to look at my next rank of bite, I think. So they can learn bite, right? And then so you click on this ability. I'm sorry, I know it's not very, it's a little bigger. So the current rank of bite I have is, I have bite rank 2, so I have to be on the lookout for higher ranks of claw and bite. That's the thing I need to keep in mind. So it looks like bite rank 3 needs a pet level of 16, which is we're close to. Blood Snout Warg. So when we get 16, we should keep an eye out for this guy. And I don't know if there's any other thing in Silver Pine that might be eligible, but that's one we'll make sure to do. And if I look here and I do claw rank 3, I can get from a skittering crustacean. I don't think I'm near any of these. Oh, that's a shame. We might have to make a trip then. The only one I could see here is Clattering Crawler in Ashenvale. But again, it's like 1920, so it's a little out of our reach. So that's just something to keep in mind. Someone let me know that, like, it was Feronia and Morag were like, you should use Petapedia. It'll help you know when you need to get certain ranks of stuff. So let's see how our Darlene is doing. She's happy, as always. She's happy to be here, and I'm happy to have her. I'll feed her right off the bat. Okay, I have my aura on. Look at all these mobs I need to kill over this way. There's these Rothhide guys, and then all these Murlocs need unaliving, I believe. So one thing I'm concerned about is getting this hardened tumor, because it's a 5% drop. But I think I might try working on these guys over here and then swimming over and then doing some of these Rothhide brutes for some drops I need there. So I think that's where we will start today. Trying to think, is there anything I'm missing? No. Pet Pedia Raukangren. Pet with a T. But yeah, it's a nice tool. I mean, if you're someone who doesn't know anything about hunters, it's super useful to like find like where certain abilities come from. There's not expanded content for them for like Turtle WoW stuff. So if someone knows of a Turtle WoW expansion to that would be really helpful, but not necessary. But I just want to let people who might play hunters even know it exists, because I didn't know it existed. Oh my goodness, is that true? I am actually gonna run back. My throwing axe is very low on durability. So the way throwing axes work now is that they, rather than being ammunition, they are durability based. So I've been actually using them. I usually use them to pull. I can usually get like 1 or 2 off before I'm in melee. Okay, fine. You want the smoke, you got the smoke. It's really cool that there's people from like the WoW community that have gone ahead and done all that. I can't imagine trying to figure out all that stuff in like the original vanilla people. Some of them might not even have known about these like pet abilities and stuff. It must have made for very interesting vanilla hunter communities. And fun fact, yesterday, the group I run Nax with, Blackwing Guard, we were low on healers, and I, rather than doing DPS, I was asked to heal, and I did, and I healed the whole raid. I have a funny story about this. I don't know if anyone is aware of. They must have. Where's their repair guy? Do they have like a? This guy might repair. Nope, you don't repair. I wonder if it's cheaper just to get a new set. That's what I'm using. I think it's going to be easier. Another 400 charges. You know what? I'll do this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I'll wait till this runs out, and then I'll use this one. We're all about value here. So, story time. If there's an encounter in Naxxramas called Grobulus. Grobulus has a mechanic that, you know, even if you're like in a mega pumper group, there's still a mechanic you have to deal with, where at random, even tanks, he'll give, was it a disease or a poison? It's one of the two. And he will put that on one member of the raid. And if it's not dispelled in a timely manner, they'll explode and do damage. And if you dispel it willy-nilly, the area around them will become like a toxic area. So most raid groups, when they deal with this, they tell the person who's about to get dispelled to, hey, you know, go to another spot where no one is. So like I said, last night we were low on healers. A normal person who did the dispelling wasn't there. And like, oh, we need someone to do the dispelling. And I'm like, oh, I'm a shaman. I can do this. I said, yeah, I'll do it, raid leader. And everything was going fine. Until the first thing went out. Now, if you've been in the community long enough, you know a lot of times our add-ons and little things we have, little quality of life things, they have little adjustments made by members of the community to make them a little bit more reliable or better. So I have what's known as like I guess in our guild it'd be known as like the Lexi version of decursive. The reason it's good is because Grobulus's debuff he puts on doesn't show up under cursive. This is good because many players, myself included, when you see something show up under cursive, like your snap reaction to that generally is to like, oh, I need to get rid of that. Now, as I said, you don't want a situation where you just do that immediately because you could damage a bunch of people in raid, especially melee. So, someone got the debuff. And they're like, okay, Vrograg, go ahead. Remove the debuff. And I'm looking, I'm like, guys, it's not on my decursive. And they're like, yeah, because you have the you have to get remove disease now. And here's the thing. Shamans out there, if you've ever played a shaman, I know you understand this. You have a totem for diseases and poisons. So like anytime your group gets hit with something, you just drop the totem. And if it's targeted, you just use decursive. There is a 0% chance you probably have remove disease or remove poison anywhere in your hotbar. Because between the totems and decursive, you have no reason to do it. So in a mad scramble, I had to open my spellbook, and I don't know if it's like called remove disease, cure disease, dispel disease. Like, I don't know even like which part of the alphabet it's on. This is during a raid fight. So, you know, there's a lesson there. I don't know what the lesson is, but there's a lesson for everyone with that story. maybe the lesson is don't be like Vrograg and say you're going to do something without actually understanding what that means. Thank you once again to my raid for being understanding. Once I figured out where it was, everything was fine. But yeah, kind of Lizzie Babs. I would say I could see this being the case for druids or paladins. Paladins probably have it on their hotbar because they probably use it in PvP. In PvP, as a shaman, you're probably just dropping totems, so you're a little less likely to have it keybound, I would argue. But yeah, I could see that happening to anyone that could remove that ability, though. It was we'll say it was a bad time to learn to play my class. When the pressure's on, I'm like, uh-oh. Visible? This is not hardcore. If you'd like to know what the challenge is, it's self-imposed, largely. You can do the command !Rexxar to see what limitations I have. And it'll pop up with a little Imgur link, and you can look at that. There are no glyphs being used, though. There's no, I guess, are they still called glyphs? I guess they are. Yeah, Lizzie Babs, I've never played Paladin, but as I understand, their, like, remove thing removes more than one thing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that's broken, when I literally play a shaman who can remove can remove a group-wide amount. But I know in certain cases it's very useful, like on Chromag, where, like, people can have multiple different types of things at once. Yeah, visible. I agree. Deleting the hearthstone, it's not tough yet, because in the starting zones, when you're lower level, the travel time to and fro certain zones isn't that bad, I would argue. I would say when we get to, like, the 30s, it might be a little painful. And it's just going to get worse, but... You know, we'll have Aspect of the Cheetah at some point. I do not know when that is, but, you know, that might help. But there's a part of the challenge in every part of it for everyone, so I can't wait. I would say, though, one thing it is encouraging me to... Oh, we got the tumor. Nice. So I don't have to keep farming for that. All right. And we're going to go right across the lake here to go get these raging rot hides. Sorry, I just heard like a delayed vocalization from a Murloc. That was weird. Sorry, where was I? So, yeah, not having a hearth stinks, but here's what it does do. It encourages me, without any other reward, to absolutely do everything in a zone and be more thoughtful. Is that gonna attack me? Okay, we're good. Yeah, be more thoughtful about doing everything I can in a zone, because the travel time between zones is going to be a much bigger deal as I continue. Is there a reward for completing this Rexxar challenge? There is no in-game reward. There is an RP reward in that the story of Rexxanna is that she... Or, I didn't specify. Something in her history made her lose honor, a great amount of honor. And she's doing this to regain the honor. If she can succeed, she believes she will regain the honor in the sight of her family and her peers. But the short answer, no. I feel like I like challenges that make me play the game differently, but don't necessarily make the game unnecessarily terrible. I think RP walking everywhere would make the game unnecessarily terrible. I would argue that. Maybe some people would like it. I don't doubt that, but it's definitely not for me. Okay, I need 8 Wrought-hide Ikers. Anything on this? No, there's nothing really here. Oh, what happened to you, Misha? You have a curse? Your spirit's been reduced by 4. These monsters. Oh, that guy's level 18, huh? Huh. I mean, I can probably take him. I'm a hunter, but it's a good chunk of XP, I'll tell you that much. I have to keep a close eye on Misha's health here, because I don't know how hard this guy's going to hit. And I'm going to keep wing clip up, because I think most of the gnolls like running away. 138 XP, that's actually a good chunk. So, ooh, I'm starting to get wool. Oh, boy. I thought there would be more guys here. There's a lot of dots on the map. I guess I'm kind of zoomed out, so maybe it's not that big. I did consider doing no flights, but I did weigh that against sort of the lore and flavor of kind of what I was trying to do, and I feel like I don't feel like Rexxar would shun the concept of like a beast of burden taking him somewhere. If anything, he would love to have another ally help him in some way. So yeah, you're not wrong that I did consider that, but I also thought it might have been a step too far. These guys I also need to kill. Nice. I can do a little bit of both here. I'm really hoping I can at least get level 16. If I can get level 16, I'm pretty sure is when I get Mongoose Bite. I think I checked at some point. The Lake Skulkers are pretty slow. I can probably get 3 axes off. Oh, let's go. How many charges do I have left? 25. Ooh, I crit. I actually got aggro. And Misha took it right back. I actually have decent range with these thrown weapons. I don't know if that's like a hunter thing. I don't think it is. You get Mongoose and my first trap? Oh boy. I'm actually really excited for that. And not even ironically. Yeah, I think Wanderer would be a cool concept though. I'm not saying it's like a bad idea. I think it misses the mark with like the Path of Rexxar, but I do think that would be a cool challenge. No Hearthstone, no flight points. That would force you to do a lot more than you maybe want to. But you, again, like I said, I think there's a cool gameplay mechanic where like you have to try to be efficient with the time you have in zones before moving on or doing something else. It would probably, honestly, I would like, if they did do that, I would want it to be mutually exclusive with Slow and Steady. Because with Slow and Steady, you are going to be doing all the quests in the zone. So I wouldn't want someone to be able to get both, or do both, if that makes any sense. By the way, if you guys pay close attention, the thrown weapons, you can see, like, they have axes sticking out of them. See, look. Right in his face. If anyone ever does something like an Onyxia or a Nefarian, and you're a hunter, play really close attention, because you'll see these, like, ballistae-sized arrows sticking out of the dragons, because the size of the ammunition that hits them is proportional to the size of the mob. So, like, you'll see, like, Onyxia with this, like, gigantic stick right out of, like, her head. Oh, Misha, what happened? Chance to drop melee weapon when attacking. You know, Misha, I am so glad you're taking the hits here. You know what? Let me mend you up. With LFT tool, this would only mean you start to gather your party when you're on your way to the dungeon, pretty much. That's it. Well, LFT doesn't teleport you, does it? I don't think it does. Lake Skulker. Oh, I thought that was like one of the Thresher guys. And I still need 3 more of the moss. This is a cool little island. I haven't seen... I didn't even, like, really know this place exists. I knew the island existed. I just didn't know, like, what was here. This is one of the things I love in Turtle WoW. Like, even though I know this island was in vanilla, because there's so many encouragements to, like, level again or do other challenges, I probably would have never thought twice about this zone, were it not for, you know, being encouraged to level up something. All right, here another one of these guys. Gotta be careful. I don't want to pull that guy on accident. All right, wild regeneration. No, stop him. Hunters don't get an interrupt, do they? I don't think they do. Misha, you haven't needed any food. Are you okay? Oh, that's right. As they gain loyalty, their loyalty stays up longer. I think I remember Feronia saying that. Yeah, exactly, Ruckangren. I don't know. I know so little about hunters, and even if they did have like an interrupting ability, there's a good chance it's ranged and I won't know because I won't learn it or get it. Intimidation as Beastmaster Scatter is marksman. Okay. I remember the name of the ability that Survival lost, like was it Wyvern Sting? It was very strong in PvP. I remember hearing about that. And I know some hunters were sad they lost it. But again, never played a hunter. I didn't really have a dog in that fight, so to say. Is intimidation like a fear thing that you spec into and you can teach your pets how to intimidate things and that kind of acts like an interrupt? That'd be cool. Oh yeah, freezing trap would work too. And as survival, I think when I get deep enough, I can do that mid-combat, I believe. So that'll be nice. Okay, it is a stun. Nice. Yeah, of course, Tauren would have the stomp, which would be very useful. But I'm not a Tauren. For stun-eligible mobs, that is. Okay, I want to see what happens here. As you can see, the durability on my sharp throwing axe is down to 1. So will it just not work when I go to try to pull something? Let's see. So there's one. Yep, it just doesn't work. Okay. It's like I get to level up with a druid. All right, so this is dead. Now I can just switch it with this. And this is essentially trash, so. You hit your pen after I did, and I thought my rig was about to... No. I'm sorry, Levi. I know what you... As someone who's been a rig user, I guess you could say, for a long time, I know sometimes if you have a rig you really like, you know, you generally know how it sounds, and if the button never sticks, you like worry about it being left on and just burning a hole through your coil. Not the case. If I was just talking, I would probably mute anytime. People who watch my streams know I generally try to mute when I take a fat rip. But I'm multitasking here. And one of those tasks does not include muting right now. I have to keep Misha happy. That's job number one. This is why you have 3 buttons for pet movement control? I do? What are the 3 buttons? Oh no, I got the moss-covered hands. Chance to drop melee weapon when attacking. Uh-oh. That's not great. I don't want to drop my weapon. Control 1. Oh, I keybound that, by the way, to, I didn't keybind it. Was it Lizzie Babs? It was either Lizzie Babs or Bubble who sent me a macro that I use now. So when I do my Raptor Strike, it tells Misha to attack the same target. When I first started, I was using Control 1 to tell Misha who to attack. I'm actually really happy I'm using Wing Clip here because I know these guys like running. I haven't got a single Rothhide Iker out of these guys either, which is kind of crazy. Nope. Sorry. There it is. Okay. I sent her in a little early. Misha and I work as a team. All right. You should be on follow. There it is. So this is stay, follow, and attack. And then this is passive, defensive, which means you'll attack whatever attacks me, and aggressive. I might as well leave you on defensive. I think I was doing passive when I was running through those mobs before that were higher level than me, and I didn't want Misha to get smoked. It's good XP. I'll probably, by the end of getting these 8 drops I need, I'll probably be at to the next level, which is perfect. And also, if you joined a little later into the stream, I did say, like, I have tabletop role-playing game later, so this won't be a long stream. It's only going to be like an hour or 2, or 2 hours, I think, just about 2, maybe and a half. Yeah, you're probably right, Raukangren. I try in general to incorporate macros later when I fully understand how a class works. You're not wrong. That's probably a good idea. I just want to get a better grasp on everything. I want the need for the macro to be organic, to be like, hey, I wish I had this. Yeah, Schmutz. I'm not gonna yell at someone for advising me on how to play, because I clearly could use the help. But at the same time, I could do this simply, right? I could, if I was being super cynical, I could just get one of my level 60s and then just power level my character. And then it wouldn't really be a challenge, you know? And like I've said, part of the challenge is learning the class and trying to get the vibe of what was it like when I was new. And learning a class from scratch is like being new. Because I know nothing. I know more about leatherworking than I do about playing Hunter. And, I've also said this many times too. The best part of WoW is discovering stuff, right? Like, just finding that Petapedia exists and is like a great resource for me. Like, that was great. What does this curse do again? Spirit reduced by 4. Yeah, it's not the best. Petopedia. Wait, it's not. It's Petopia? I thought it was Petopedia. Is this a Berenstein Bears kind of thing? Hold on. Oh, it is Petopia. Okay. Might be. See? We're still learning. You know what? Petopia is easier to hear and not mishear. I agree. Also, hi, Fish. How you doing? Fish, you were in raid last night with me, right? What did you think of my sweet, sweet heels? No, you didn't like my heels? How could you? My ego is so fragile. Hey, Jose, how you doing? Another fun story. Oh, I thought you were. Were you? I thought I saw you in guild chat, maybe. Later on, I thought I saw you chatting. Oh, Trey Sharp. Well, good luck. I hope you have fun. As the paladins would say, light be with you, friend. What happened? Oh yeah, I have another fun healing story. To anyone who mains a healer, and someone who's like a Murag of the world who really loves healing, is really into that stuff. So generally, I've been pinched in to do off healing on Patchwork if we're like light on healers, but like I said, I was doing healing the entire night last night. So I was like one of the primary healers on one of our Hateful Strike soakers, right? And I'm really used to having like these absolute Giga Chad healers, people like Fruity or Murag, who just absolutely throw the entire raid team on their back. And if you're not like a healer's healer, you don't really know what they're doing. You're just there to like help out. But when you're actually a healer, it's kind of different. And, Patchwork can be challenging even for any healer, right? So the whole time, right, I was like, when you heal Patchwork, I'm a shaman. I should kind of like stutter cast. I should try to make sure I hit them when they have HP down. And I was checking with Murag about that. She's like, no, you need to be casting the whole time. And I'm like, oh no. And as the fight was going on, that was very clear. Oh, hi, Goldbart. How are you? Oh, caps lock. How are you, friend? Goldbart, old friend of the stream. Definitely been someone who's dropped by every now and then. And everyone knows I like dwarves, so. I'm sniping you just to say I'm very proud of you. Oh, thanks, Goldbart. I appreciate that. I'm trying my best here. I'm learning a lot. I hope one day I can make the Horde proud and be like Rexxar. I'll give you a salute. That's the kind of community interaction you get on Turtle WoW. People, when I get stream snipers, I get people to come by and just say, "Hey, you're doing a great job." You guys are great. Oh, where was I with my healing story? So I was like, oh no, I need to be casting the whole time, otherwise like my tank's gonna die. So in my brain, I'm like, well, this is Hateful Strikes hurt a lot, so I should be throwing out my big heals. So I tried as a shaman, even with like pretty much bisque gear, to try to do max rank healing wave for the entirety of a patchwork fight. That was a mistake. And I pointed this out to Murog later. I'm like, man, what was I doing? Like, do you run out of mana? She's like, you're running out of mana? Your gear's better than that. What happened? And I'm like, I explained to her what I was doing. She's like, you don't cast max rank. You don't. You have to down rank to get something that's around 2k when it lands. And I'm like, oh. My target had no idea how close they were to death. Shout outs to the healers that were backing me up. Because I got like below quarter and all my mana cooldowns were on cooldown. And I'm like, I need to stop casting. Does nature damage work on poison? I do not believe it does, Jose. And the notion of a spell damage rogue is not, it's not a thing on Turtle WoW. If you want to do big damage with poisons, you just want to go assassination. You want to get vile poisons and improved poisons. I do not believe bonus nature damage changes. Or if it does, the scaling on it is so negligible, it's just not worth doing. Because remember, the way spell scaling coefficients work is that, for you to get 1-to-1, so you get 1 extra damage per cast, it needs to be like a 3.5 second long cast at base. Things like dots and poisons have a completely different scaling factor. So at base, it's not good. I'm not positive, but if I can kind of step ahead of where I think this might be going, I don't think it's worth the effort. You can experiment and try it out. Like there's plenty of bonus nature damage gear that just gets thrown out because it's only boomkins and elemental shaman that ever look for it. So you can experiment. Maybe there's something that I don't know, but last I checked it wasn't really a thing. But I love to see people experimenting with rogues. Rogues got a lot of love in class council too. Even though they can't do tanking anymore, and that makes me very sad. It's a good thing. Also, we leveled up. I can maybe finish off endurance training and get hold on this. Someone pointed this out to me too. So I thought it was just aspect of the hawk. It says, while aspect of the wolf is active, all normal melee attacks have a 10% chance of increasing melee attack speed by 3% for 12 seconds. And I can put 5 points into this. So I think I should just get this one. I could finish this one off, but I kind of want to start this one. So we're doing that. As my points are all over the place. It really is Guild Arc. Shouts out to, who was that pointed that out? I think that was Garth, I think, who pointed that out to me in Blackwing Guard Hunter channel. When I had asked an open question, I'm like, hey, some of you guys know what I'm doing, some of you don't. Here's kind of the conceit of what I'm trying. Let me know like what specs might be good. And at the start of last stream, I kind of went over some of that. If you're curious yourself, the VOD's up so you can take a look-see. There's also a couple people who've reached out. I'm very excited. Oh, who's this? Oh, that's Goldbart. Hey, Goldbart. A couple people reached out who've been watching stream or just catching it late, who are like, hey, I was inspired by this idea. And there's a couple of people that are actually doing the challenge right now too. So that's awesome. Very excited. I hope you have a good time. Because, you know, you don't even need to be, even if you are fairly like an absolute Alliance fanboy, Rexxar is still pretty cool. Oh, look, it happened right away. Quick strikes. So that, oh, dude, that's going to be so good when I have dual wield because nothing else is going to be good. Oh, that's so cool. Yep, Jose, that's true. Dragon's Breath and Wizard Oil. Oh, right, because Dragon Breath does take into account spell damage, but not poison. I think Oil of Immolation might too. I know that Holy Water, I think, gets some stuff from spell damage, I believe. Not everything does. Consult your local theory crafters for advice. These guys are really grouped up. This is kind of dangerous. I don't want to. I have to be careful. Okay, can I just pull that guy? Yeah. Got to keep my wing clip up. Wing clip doesn't do a lot of damage, but I really don't want them to run away. I don't even know if those guys want to either. I don't think they do. Maybe the brutes run away? That's funny. It kind of looks like a paladin buff. The quick strikes. Does the buff itself get better with more points, or does the proc chance get better, you think? Oh, wow, the attack speed gets better too, so yeah, that's actually really good. All right, can I pick... Oh, those guys are level 19. I don't... even though I just leveled up, I don't want to deal with two guys that are higher level than me. I could probably swing it if I'm being honest, but... Oh, hey. I'll volunteer. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, Raptor Strike is, it's like Heroic Strike, so it queues with your next auto attack. Does anyone know that, Zinter invites me to a group? Hold on. Who is Zinter? Alright, they're level 15. Yeah. Who is Zinter? Where are they? Oh. Hey, Zinter. Let's crack some skulls. I tried to take on the 19 because rogues struggle with weapon misses. They'll struggle with the level differential more than probably I would, because I have a bear who is just absolutely goated. Yeah, see, look at that. Alright, try to get him off of good old Zinter here. Oh, let me trade. I have some... Oh. Zinter, I want to trade with you. Here, let me give you some beer-basted boar ribs. No, this one's on the house. Oh. We gotta eat up and be strong. By the way, I am forbidden from using ranged attacks, FYI. I am on the Path of Rexxar. I don't know if they're watching or not. I need lake creeper moss. Oh, I have to go deeper later. No, they are thrown weapons and can't use hunter abilities. I thought Zinter said that. That was someone in chat. That's the only one I've afforded myself to, just because I thought it'd be fun to use to show off the fact that rogues can do, not rogues, sorry, hunters can auto shot their thrown weapons. It's just a Turtle WoW thing. Yeah, there's no serpent sting, there's no arcane shot with thrown weapons. It's just I can use thrown weapons. Slightly quicker than a rogue could, I think. Ooh, that's very dangerous. How's it? All right. Why don't you go on that one? Attack the other one. See if you can taunt it. Oh no. Uh-oh. Zinter's in danger. Yeah, we got a taunt. Good. We might want to stay outside to low level. Oh, I died. I wasn't even paying attention. It's funny I said that. Well. Yeah. 2 19s were a bit much, sadly. Time to start all over. Nah. I'm trying to have fun with the game. Many people don't know this, but my first attempt at a hardcore was a failure on the server back in 2021, maybe it's 2020, early 2022. I had a mage named Milsal, a goblin mage who tragically died. Back then, there was a bit of a bug. Elites, like rare spawn elites and like special custom ones, they didn't leash, like period. And leashing is when if you pull something far enough away, if you don't have threat on it, or if you don't keep building threat, it'll just, go back and start evading. If you're a hardcore and you accidentally pulled something that could kill you, which, happens, there's wandering elites, things that are out of your league, there's no running away. Like your best course of action, if you can run away, is to get to a city and hope the guards take it off you. And I think I remember his name too. There's an elite satyr in Ashenvale. Naxiar, I want to say Nixiar, something like that. And Milsal accidentally pulled him. I literally ran away for a full, I want to say 3 or 4 minutes. He eventually got me. I just ran out. I was a mage. I was Frost Mage. I could keep him slow, but I ran out of mana and ways to escape. Mohammed, I am playing on Nordanaar right now. Yeah, I do wonder with some curiosity how the... yeah, we can probably resurrect here, right? Yeah. Let me get my pet back. Oh no, are you sad? Let me get you some food. Wait, Misha. Oh, Misha's dead. That's different. I thought Misha was just sad. Not the case. Okay, let me do the resurrect pet. Is it drink this, do this? I didn't realize Misha died. Once I get some... Alright, got the revive pet. There it is. I know! The first thing I'm going to do when Misha gets out, I'm going to feed her. Oh, Misha, I'm so sorry. Here, eat up. Now I have to wait for that debuff to go away, right? Yeah. Here, have some... Here, have the sickly looking fish. It's okay. She's got a strong stomach. Bears can eat sickly looking fish. Oh, pet doesn't like that food. Oh, interesting. A nice little bit of a little touch of quality there. All right. Center. Oh, great. I hope you're liking it here. Sorry, I can't always read party chat. I have to look at my other screen. All right. Misha can still eat. Here's another fish. Gildark, I'm not a monster. We should... are you trying to get the drops from these guys? What is it called? Rawhide Ichor? How many do I need? I am on the quest. Okay, let's stay outside the walls then. LOL. All right, nice and safe. First Aklix, now Misha. Who else will quit? Yeah, I like that there was a while where when they were doing renovations in my unit, the theory was that I was... All right, Misha, why don't you focus on that guy, and then I'll focus on this guy with the rogue. But yeah, no, it was because there was so much banging. I think it might have been Gildark who started the rumor that that's where Akalix was. I was hiding him in the basement, but he has since reemerged. He's safe, allegedly. And it's tough as a rogue. You don't have cheap shot yet. When you get cheap shot, everything will change for you. Don't worry, friend. What did I pick up there? So I need... Okay. Now, fortunately, these guys we can definitely deal with a lot better. Oh. Just absolutely picking on these gnolls. Well, if you didn't start the rumor, Gildark, who did? That's my question. Oh, nice. One more. Stealth is the most dangerous skill in the game. It can get you in trouble, is what I would say, if you're not careful. It's a lot more dangerous before you have Vanish to fix your oopsies, or Evasion to also fix your oopsies. But yeah, it does have some level of danger to it. Misha's doing a good job tanking. What do we got here? Is the, so that ability, the Swift Strikes ability that I picked up recently, or that I just talented into, is that, does that scale with weapon speed? Or is it just based on chance per weapon hit? Because I'm thinking that if I have 2 weapons, does that mean it's gonna be twice as likely to proc? Imagine? Or is it just like you have a slightly better chance to proc if you have like a 2-hand weapon because you don't hit as often? Oh, really, Gildark? Okay, so that almost makes up for the fact that my abilities aren't going to hit for as hard. Almost makes up. And we're just bursting down these guys. I love it. This guy right here. I need one more. Oh. Let's go get in there. Sometimes the rogue gets enough threat, and that puts us in a spot where I have to go run into melee. I don't at any point want to be the guy who just stays back in ranged. How many more do you need? Oh. I got my final 8th one. And it does pay also, by the way, sometimes if there's sometimes new players, or there's players who are also don't have English as a first language. So, you know, it does pay to be patient. Okay, let's kill till you get it. You know, now that I think about it, I should just run straight into melee. If there's 3 of us, throwing axes is a waste. Alright, that's 1, I think. I wonder what abilities he's using. He's a dagger rogue, so he might be doing ambush. But if he's hitting from the front, he might not be doing it. Okay, I think ambush has to be from behind. Hello, Plusibo. How you doing? Oops, wasn't paying attention. All right. One more question mark. There it is. There's our target. Let's go, Misha. Oh, congratulations, Plusibo. It's great to be debt-free. Throw off the shackles. Throw off the shackles. Awesome. Well, hey, Gildark. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the meme as well. As Gildark says, I am like the Turtle Wow's non-political Asmongold. I am political. I just don't make my stream about politics. You know, I mean, like, we play games to escape reality, man. Like, we don't need more. No. Misha, finish up that guy, and then you can finish this guy. Grats, dude. Yeah, I know, it's huge. I just got the notification. Nice. I'm heading back to the sepulcher to turn in. No problem. We all help each other out. And you see, he was very nice and said, thank you for staying to help out. And, you know, that is, you don't have to, but it is courtesy that if someone helps you with your quest and you finish it slightly before them, it is courteous to wait and help them get their drops. Oh yeah, Plusivo. I mean, I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but my wife and I, we don't have any debt. She finished like the very last remnants of her educational debt. For Europeans, I know that's a weird concept, but for Americans, that's a very common concept. She finished that recently, so it's nice. Like literally, we could have paid off her remainder of college debt a while ago, but it was more like, oh, you know, it's just good to, for building credit, it's good to have things that you regularly pay off. It demonstrates that you can pay bills. So credit agencies like that. So we kept it around longer than we even needed to, but there was so little interest on it, it didn't really matter. So yeah, Plusibo, it's a rough state of affairs, but you know, we're all struggling to get by, and we will. As long as we take care of one another, as I always encourage everyone to do. Watch out for one another, you know. We'll get there. We'll do what we need to do. All right, so sepulcher. Oh, wait, what happened? Misha! Did you pull that, Misha? Sorry, she's a bit aggressive sometimes. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Misha fiercely guards me. Soul Siphon, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Oh my goodness. Someone left some free real estate. Oh, they didn't loot it. Who doesn't loot their bears? Yeah, Jose, it's true. I live in a part of the U.S. that has a very hot housing market, and very modest homes are like going for outrageous amounts. And Murag and I really like the area. We're very connected to our community, so it's like rent or go into an obscene amount of debt for something you know isn't even worth it. It's very difficult. Broadhide Iker, here it is. Let's go. We received 9 silver. Bring this sample to Bethor Ishard in the Undercity. Alright. Well, thanks for grouping. I'll add you as a friend. Smiley face. Where are they? Add friend. See? Zinter. Okay, is there anything else turning here? No, but we did ding, and I really want to go back to learn Mongoose Bite. Yeah, Jose, it's absolutely nuts. I don't, I'm pretty sure I might be mixing you up with Ricardin, Jose, but I don't know if you're a Spanish speaker and you've been playing on SA, but if you live in the US, that sounds like many markets I'm familiar with. Let's see. Where's dismiss? So like, just take a break. There it is. Oh, okay. There's a lot of Spanish speaker is in Florida. I about like a decade ago when I was traveling all over the US for like work, I would go to sites and work there for a couple weeks and then come back home. But I did a lot of work in the Tampa area. It was right near the Buccaneers Stadium. But Florida's a wild place. If you're scared of Florida because you've never been there, some of it's warranted. Some of it's not. But it's a very weird confluence of things. Like you have these wealthy retirees living in some areas, then you have like this grinding southern poverty. Like some of the poorest states in the US are like Alabama and Mississippi, like just around the corner. So you have that, and then you also have like these vacationers and theme parks, and then you also have a bunch of Cubans that live in like the southern Florida, as like a result of, you know, the old Cold War stuff. And also the fact that like you can almost see Cuba from Miami, so like there's that. So it's a very strange. I wouldn't even call it strange. Strange even has like a connotation to it. Like I'd say it's a very unique cultural blend in Florida, and I think some of those extremes leads to all the memes and stories you hear about, you know, Florida man. Oh no way, Jose, really? What is Jose, maybe you can help me. What is that? There's like a university there or like nearby. We used to work at a file repository right near there. Miami is Cuba with food now. Love to hear it. You love to hear people getting food. I mean, Cuba might have food, or might not have food, but you know it does have Universal healthcare. Thank you. University of Southern Florida, yeah. I hung out with some people there just because sometimes I would stay over on the weekends. And I just like randomly met people there because it was nearby where we were working. So it was really fun. Would visit the area again. Are you going to pick up spell power items? Yes. No. Wait, spell power items? What? No. Not spell power items. I am going to pick up my new abilities, if that's what you're asking. All right. Who am I talking to? I am talking to Bethor, Ishart in the Undercity. And I think he's in the area. Is he just up here? I thought he was like one of the apothecarian people, but I'm still learning how maps work, so. No, placebo, I don't have any abilities. I mean, maybe when I get more trap stuff, but sample Iker. All right. This substance is laced with powerful spells, some of which I have not seen for a long, long time. One moment, I must invoke a spell of divination. All right, he's doing the spell thing. What's he casting? Divining Trance. I love dummy spells. Okay, what you got for me, Bethor? He said, no, this can't be. This is unforeseen. The being who enchanted this is known to me. Okay, known to me as who? This Iker was crafted by an old colleague of mine, Thule Ravenclaw, which makes sense. We were getting the Curse of Thule. He was a young, promising mage before the Great War. But when the Lich King rose to power, he betrayed his brethren and allied with the Scourge. I did not realize he still lives, nor that he leads the Rothides in their forays against us. Oh. It's okay. Ooh, look at this guy. This must be for a quest I don't know. There's like a little RP thing. I gotta wait for him to be available again to read the rest of the quest. Okay. I know many of his spells and can... I'm not gonna get mad. Oh yeah, Nighty, thank you. I'm really proud of that because outside of having something super viral, like getting from 4,000 to 5,000, essentially was just a year worth of content and work. Oh, is everyone doing this? Can't you guys just turn it in all together? There's gonna be another guy, I guarantee you. Come on. Take the scroll back to the apothecary, rare fell, and the incantation needs for the potion. Bring Bethor's scroll to apothecary Renfarel at the Silver Pine Sepulchre. Alright. Easy enough. I don't think we had anything else left to do here. I can check to see if there's... I didn't really get that much more leather, did I? No, because I was killing things I couldn't skin. Isn't it weird that in Silverpine you can skin Worgen, but you can't skin the gnolls? I know you would, Placebo. Yeah, that's usually like the most toxic kind of stream sniping I have with my content is like people just goofing off and doing stuff like that. I'm very happy that that's the case. This community is pretty good. Occasionally I'll have like a couple people be kind of a little much at times. Ooh, free food? Free food. But yeah, I still have like protections. I don't have my like my chat window open to everyone. I don't have speech bubbles on, so people can't like walk up and start putting expletives in chat. Is some people, like my #1 fan, they're like kids, you know. They don't need to see that. And that's why, hold on, do I still have the picture? It was, hold on, let me go grab it, because I keep referencing it. I'm still here, don't worry. And that's why I am the non-political Asmongold of Turtle WoW. That's why, guys. You're in rarefied air to be around such You can pickpocket Naga. Oh, Jose, I got one for you. You can pickpocket ghosts, but not demons. I don't know what it is, but on Vrograg, when I see a satyr, I'll try to like pickpocket them because they look like humanoids, you know. But then when I'm fighting like a ghostly apparition, guess what? Nope. I don't think to pickpocket them. You need to bald more. Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but baldness does run in my family, but I popped the evasion on that. I dodged hard. I'm 40. I don't think I'm going to be getting... I mean, I'm sure as I get older, I'll slowly bald, but I don't think it's going to get much worse. Hold on. Where is he? Is he this way? What the hell? What do you mean, Jose? You need that Nintendo 64 controller hairline? That's true. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't really watch this content much anymore. Part of it's just because it really started bleeding over too much into like real life, and I feel like Asmon was much more involved in like the gaming world, and now it just kind of became something else. I don't know if that's a good way of explaining it. All right, Hunter Trainer. All right, let's see what I can train. Okay, that's only a range attack power. I'm never going to learn that. I'm assuming Distracting Shot is also a ranged hunter ability. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm just going to close Marksmanship. Immolation Trap. Let's go. Place a fire trap that will burn the first enemy to approach for 105 fire damage over 15 seconds. Trap will exist for 1 minute. Traps can only be placed while out of combat, unless you have that talent. Only one trap can be active at a time. This is huge. Here's that other ability I was talking about, Mongoose Spike. Swiftly attack the enemy for 45% of your weapon damage plus an additional 15. That's good, because my... Okay, Mongoose has a cooldown, maybe? Does it have a cooldown? I'll get my new rank. I'll take a look at this stuff. Okay, right here. So... Oh, does my macro specify? I guess with macros you don't need to specify, right? Because yeah, if you don't specify, I assume it goes to the highest rank, so that's not an issue for me. And I still want to open up with it because I think it has the longest cooldown. And then Mongoose Bite, so I'll put that there, there, and there. And Immolation Trap. I'm gonna put that here. Yes, but it doesn't reset your auto swing time. Oh, right. That is a thing that's important. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. So, this matters a lot for rogues, I think specifically. You have abilities that if you use them while you're waiting for your weapon to do its next auto hit, it will reset that timer if you do it at certain period, at a certain interval. I guess what Placebo is telling me here is that Raptor Bite will not reset your auto swing time. And it has a 5-second cooldown. Okay. So I open up with Raptor Strike. I follow up with Mongoose Bite, and if I need to slow them down, I do Wing Clip. Mongoose Bite is 30 mana. This is 15. Wing Clip's 40. Okay. And then this is big mana, right? No, not this one. 50 mana. Yeah. How much time do I'm gonna have left? It is 5 now. So I think what I'm gonna do, rather than head back out right away, I'll do a little bit of shopping, because I do have some gold to my name, thanks to the generous donations by Vrograg. Also, many people have Ox. I thought I would show how to look for items. I was intimidated by this at first, and I would usually just use the Blizzard UI button here just to figure it out again. But if you're looking for something and you're using Ox, you go to Search, which is the leftmost tab, and then you build a filter. Then what you'd want to do is you want to list out the level range you're at. So I'm 16, so I would go 1 to 16. That's my level range. Also say that it's usable. And then I'm looking for, I'll look for an axe, right? Subclass, I'll look for one-handed axes. And then you do search, and it's going to fill in all this right here. And the nice thing too, with this, you can click the level tab twice, and then you can get this showing right away. Now, I'm not dual wielding yet. I still have 4 levels, but this is a good way for me to look at, like, this is a one-handed axe I'm looking at, and it does 10.7 damage per second. My axe is a level 5 axe, and it does 7 damage per second. I think I could do better for a two-handed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the filter builder. Just change it up. Two-handed axes. Search again. I know, Placebo. I wish they had it. I know, Lizzie Babs. I like Ox a lot too. I think a lot of people that start on Turtle WoW expect it to be like classic, and they can just scan really quickly and have everything done quick. Obviously, the client has its limitations. Ox is a good median and has some powerful tools as well to make your limited searches a lot more effective. Wow, look at that. I can't afford that. But that's a lot of damage. Wow. Holy. These are items, I'm assuming, that are like for twinks, maybe? I'm not going to spend 14 gold on an axe. I'll be real with you right now. 26 silver, though. Now, that's with 6 agility. Hey. Yep, there's the one. Just make sure there's no other. Yeah, that one's just good. All right. Then I'll look over here on Filter Builder. Rather than looking for weapons, I'm going to look for armor. And just head it to leather. I don't want to buy any of the dark leather set because I think I'm just going to make that eventually. Search for that. Referring to how Rexxar used those originally. Yeah. Ploxin, I actually agree with you that, like, if I was doing, like, if I was limiting myself to only things that Rexxar did, I could have a wider stable of pets. But I'm just doing Misha just as part of the conceit of the challenge. But anyone who says, why are you doing that? I'm like, it's just because I find it more challenging. And I just like that additional restriction. I have caught other pets. I caught one other pet so I could learn a rank of bite, but I've never used them. So I'm still allowing myself the ability to capture other pets to just learn their abilities, but the plan isn't to use them in any real context. Gressel THC Hunter Bis weapon now? Yeah, what do melee hunters do about weapon skill? Like, they can do the quest for the 5. You can get 3 if you're lucky with a racial. But you need 15 to be at cap, right? I guess you'd need another item. You need, like, the gloves from something, and then a weapon that has skill. That's tough. Alright, sorry, let's take a look at this. Yeah, exactly. Those dropped last time I did an AQ40. But I was on Vrograg, but I wasn't gonna take it from a main. Let's see what we got here. Nope. I'm looking for anything that has agility. Agility will always be good for me. I think isn't like Black and Davis boots. Ooh, that's like a part of a set. Hey now. Yeah, see dark leather tunics right there. If the blackened Defias stuff isn't too expensive, maybe I'll get that. I just lost it though. Oh, it's in 16. Oh wait, those are pants. Right now, that's a gold though. So I'm trying to like be reasonable. Like obviously I got a loan from Vrograg. I'm not trying to buy stuff that's essentially a gold because I feel like at this level you wouldn't have a gold. I kind of proved that because I started with 10. But I feel like something that's like max 30 silver at this level, 30, 40 silver maybe, might be doable. So stuff like this I could maybe swing. That's really good. That's within my budget. Are you cheating on auction house? I'm in a relationship with Murog, not with the auction house. Yeah, so again, like for anyone who's like, well, you could just buy, like, I am aware that like I have a trash mage who could send thousands of gold over to me, and I could just buy all bind on equip blue items and then just steamroll everything. I'm trying to emulate what a new player might look at and want, and then try that out. So like, after I sell my stuff, again, like the 10 gold amount that I have right here, that lets me know like if I'm positive or negative. Remember, I also bought a bank slot and I have a pet slot. So I would say I probably could spend another 50 or 60 silver max. I just want to see what's out there. Why not play this character hardcore? Because I've done hardcore and it's very nerve-wracking, and I feel like I wouldn't have fun doing it while also talking with you guys. And again, I'm trying to get in the mindset of a new player. I feel like a brand new to WoW player wouldn't start with hardcore. I know that sounds controversial to say. I'm interested in getting these, just because those are really good. And any belts, maybe? What could I use? I think I'm gonna make a lot of this stuff anyway. I'll look for bracers, maybe. There might be some bracers that are good. I can go back to the filter, and then I can do item slot. Oh wait, it's right. Sorry, you can't see it because of the UI. Wrist, there it is. Yeah, Jose, I'm expecting that too. I started here to Turtle WoW hardcore and only played hardcore, but on South American server, I didn't do hardcore because it's too fresh, and the hardcore scene over there is small and non-English. Yeah, I'm actually really glad that there is like a small English community on the South Seas. I think it serves people who are in like U.S. West Coast. So I'm happy, like, because that's probably a better ping situation for them. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, anything with Agi? I mean, nature spell damage, we would want fire spell damage because of my immolation trap, if anything. Prospector? Oh, see, these are 2 gold. This would be way too expensive. Yeah, maybe it's not time for me to get a bracer upgrade. I could arguably go for something like this. How much is that? 30? Maybe... I'll go for these. These are cheaper. We have 400 plus in our English guild on South American server. A lot of South American players do speak English, which is awesome. I'm curious if Turtle WoW team will release another EU server on 2.0 Unreal Engine, Unreal Azeroth. Yeah, I know what you mean. I am curious too. You should know that generally, from my experience of what I've seen with the team and talking to their management people, when they make a server, they have every intention of riding that thing deep into the sunset. Making a server isn't like a trivial thing for them, at least as of now. When they have a server, it's important that they foster a community there and that it remains. So, take that for what it's worth. So, I know people have talked about why don't they make a hardcore server? I think that's probably part of why. If they do make a new server, I could see that just because a lot of people have asked for it. But I also would be curious about how that would affect the community. I would say, as someone who doesn't always play, I don't play hardcore anymore. Vrograg was hardcore, but there is something special about seeing those big events for hardcore teams. There was recently a big wipe that affected. I think I mentioned it in was it a news story? Maybe it wasn't. Some of you might have caught this. This happened a couple weeks ago, I think. I think 6 or 7 members of Hard Chores died in AQ40. What happened there's a bug. If you have a Guardian pet out, so like if you use the Barov collar, and you target or right click, even accidentally, something that's really far away, your Guardians can aggro them. Will run all the way over there. And you can't really control them normally. They just kind of do their own thing. And that happened while they were fighting Princess Huhuran. And some of the Barov peasants ran all the way in and attacked an Anubisath while they were fighting Huhuran. And so no one was expecting it. I saw a video of it. What happened was they were fighting Huhuran, and then out of left field, an Anubisath just starts stomping people just left and right. Panic happened, and the call was made, I believe, for, hey, Flask of Petrification, log off. So that happened. However, it did kill one of their tanks that had a Thunder Fury, which really hurts. And I think on that same week, they also lost someone in Nax as well. They had been doing some of the easier bosses in Nax, so it's tough because I know they're up to Twin Emperors in progression in AQ40, but they have lacked the enough shadow resistance on Warlocks to do the tanking. So they were waiting to develop those players. So, you know, that hurts, but... A bug in AQ40, no way. I mean, true believer, I have, all right, hold on. I have a good story about a fun bug I experienced in AQ40. Let me go get my mail. I did get my mail. Let's check out this axe. This would be our axe for the rest of until we get dual wielding. So for 4 more levels, this will be our axe. Thank you, Severing Axe of the Eagle. You have served us well. Blackened Defias gloves. Also, let's put an armor kit on those. So Matt K, a little info about that. So Matt K is mentioning people in Hard Chores wanting some changes made to the quest to activate Inferno mode. And right now, or so I think they changed it, but before, some of the quest to become an Inferno mode player, which is level 60, while still being mortal, was very repetitive and very grindy. So for the people in Hard Chores, when you lose a character, a lot of times that's just like, damn, I guess I'm making a new character, right? And they're okay with grinding from 1 to 59 all that way and doing all that stuff. But then when it comes to like doing that last little bit, the Inferno thing, they're like, you guys have to pump the brakes. It's a little much to do it again on every character. So they did make some adjustments. I guess it's a little less repetitive. I don't know all the steps of the Inferno challenge. I haven't done it, but so they did make some changes. All right, so we have those. These Black and Defias gloves are great. I would love to get some of these set bonuses too. I don't need the daggers, but and these. All right, I sell some of it. Where is it? Also, Placebo, I wanted to circle back to this. Sorry, I saw that you said traps aren't a spell. I think I understand what you mean because I read the other thing. It said they scale from AP. But that's just wild to me that they just don't count as spells. They look very much like a spell. This looks like Fire Shock to a Shaman. Alright, we'll get rid of that. I could probably keep that and use it later. Don't need Silverleaf. Sell my gray items. Don't need this. Oh, you know what? Before I sell something, I should always equip it. Transmog. Anything else transmog-wise? No. No. I'll keep that Scroll of Agility around. Hunting gloves, thank you very much. You were very helpful. Don't think I have any clam meat recipes yet. I should go visit the first aid trainer. Get rid of the axe. Please feel free to convince them to change it scaling from AP to SP. I won't complain. I will love it. I think it's more a concession to make it work within current. So as a rogue aficionado and you as a hunter aficionado, you and I both know we didn't get new tier sets. Our existing tier set has a bunch of agility on it. It doesn't have spell power, so you kind of have to do that if you're going to make survival a thing. Nah, just do it. Oh. I like how your arguments boil down to like, come on. You should also fish up the bucket. So Ploxin, it is not easy to do. It's pretty rare. In fact, let me see if I can look it up. DB bucket. So it'd be an item, right? Undercity bucket hat. It gives you +5 to fishing? I didn't know this. Vrograg needs it. I had no idea. I thought it was just... How rare is it? I need 120 fishing anyway, so I can't get it, but... How will remove Inferno get more people to stay? So Brent, they aren't removing Inferno mode. They're making the Inferno mode attunement quest a little less repetitive and a little easier to do. This is mainly a concession to players that have already done the quest multiple times and really are discouraged to have to do the whole thing again. You just want 3-piece for 2.5 mana regen also for the extra proc is nice. Oh, okay. Hunters need to be able to turn in tier 3 more than once so you can put Falcon's Call in one helm and pant in. Oh yeah, that's a good call. Oh yeah, so Brent, there's definitely, I think members from Hard Chores are really spearheading that because of unfortunate deaths, and they're like, we don't want to do this again. Go outside to the bridge and fish there. I got it on the first try. Jose, it literally says, oh wait, no. Well, what are the chances I can get it? That's my real question. Hold on. Let's consult the database, which is more accurate as of late. It's Undercity bucket helmet, Undercity bucket hat. Anytime you want. Web page. Oh, is the database being slow? Turtle. Wow. Undercity bucket. It is a 0.5% chance. Let me show it off here. No, I know it's not that one. No, we don't need that. Oh, this one? I don't know if you guys can see that well. You see it right here, 0.5%. I mean, sure, I'll give it a whirl. That means 1 in every 200 cast, I would statistically get it. Easy. We can. I mean, I'm gonna have to wrap up soon, so it's actually probably a good spot to wrap up anyway. So, let me. I have to get my lure as well. All right, because I'm pretty sure I did get some. Are my lures not here? Maybe in the bank. I'll come to Undercity to show you my melee spell power stuff. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. We can chat. I'll be fishing though. I thought I had night crawlers. Or... because I know night crawlers require 50 fishing. And I think I had some laying around from just stuff with Vrograg. So I sent them, I think I sent some over. Are they in the bank? Yes, I have 7 night crawlers. Perfect. Got my hardcore priest 56, half leveling in Felwood. Hoping to hit 58 tomorrow. Yeah, oh, well, good luck. Unchallenged gaming. Priest honestly seems fun. I literally don't want to play it because I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna bother the crap out of Murad because I'm gonna have so many questions. And she's like the priest's priest. She was on class council for priest as well. She knows a good deal, and I'm so annoying to her normally. I need to give her a break. Yeah, exactly. Frodia, I mean, to anyone who has a spouse out there or like a long-term partner, you might know what I mean. When like sometimes you want your spouse to have like a thing, you don't need to get your greasy mitts all over it. Maybe that's just a me thing, but for me that's a reality. All right, let's see. I got the lure on. That's not the way I fished, but all right. We play WoW. We're all single. Oh, that's not fully true. There are plenty married men and women who play this game. Did I catch anything? It gave me fishing, but it didn't say I caught anything. How does that work? That was my Undercity bucket helmet, I bet. I'll keep my loot open here. All right. Disc Priest is pretty quick versus other casters. I feel like downtime is less. Yeah, also, with the improvements to wand specialization, especially while leveling, I think it's even better. Because you get mana back now from every, like, 10% chance on hit. Uh-oh. Little Karen's here. I saw little Karen. Run. Run, you fools. Her 7k Holy Crit Strike and one-shotting chill kills. Oh my god, yeah. Feronia's talking about Blackwing Guard was doing Nefarian. During phase 1 of Nefarian. Look, it happened a game. It happened a game. What? I keep getting these. I'm getting skill up, so it's fine, but damn nameplates. Yeah, Lizzie Babs. So anyway, we were fighting Nefarian. It was phase 1. And my wife, Murag, she's almost always a healer, right? She likes healing. That's her thing. And Nefarian can mind control people. And it's not crazy, right? Generally, a mage will polymorph them, or some kind of, like, a blind can do it. You know, whatever it is. You CC them and wait till the mind control fades away. What happened was Nefarian mind controlled Murag. When you get mind controlled by bosses like that, fun fact, some of your abilities get a little strengthened. Well, Murag got mind controlled, and she turned around to the mage that was probably just about to polymorph her and obliterated a mage named Chillkill with a 5k crit. Just like that. Just dead. And I think the pull still went successfully, but later in comms, Chillkill gets in and is just like, guys, whatever you do not mess with Murag. She just obliterated me. And that, I think, is when Murag really started going, man, I wish I could be a Smite Priest. Unchallenged Gaming, what are some things you're looking forward to with the Unreal client? Any specific limitations removed? There's nothing specific unchallenged. What I am most excited for and most looking forward to, specifically, is the ease in which and the freedom that the Turtle WoW devs will have to make stuff, to develop things that ordinarily we would say, there's no chance they can do that. That's impossible, you know? Like, it's too much. Because the client is so limiting, what I'm looking forward to is the removal of those limitations. There will still be some limitations, by the way. But things like my often memed about Dance Studio, that maybe being a reality. Things like, you know, the more imaginative and crazy ideas you have for WoW, I think everyone has one, you know, like those things, they might not be as crazy anymore. And that, I think, is the most enticing thing, because it, you know, in my mind, when I say something like, boy, I would like there to be less faction restriction, right? If you have a custom-built client that doesn't have all the limitations that the client does currently, that could be a reality. Do I think that's good game design? Not necessarily, but like that's just a for instance. You can change things like that. It's going to be designed off of vanilla, but the freedom to do new things is different. Which add-on shows fishing skill up? That is a very lovely font. That is Babulos. I believe that is coming from mix scrolling battle text. Yes, mix scrolling battle text. It'll show things like that. It'll also show things like if you're a rogue, like it'll show when you parry, so you can do riposte. It'll show other things like that. I actually have the default, both PFUI and the default client's text for like numbers pop up. I actually have that disabled fully. You actually can't fully disable it. What I did was I changed it to a transparent font, so technically it appears, that's a whole nother ball of wax, but because I like mixed scrolling battle text so much, there's a lot of options with it too. Mixed scrolling battle text options. But that little thing I showed you before has tons of little options. So you can change like what shows for incoming, outgoing notifications, triggers. See, like, I had to turn these off because I didn't have them available to me. Also, why is there a trigger for Mongoose Bite? Does anyone know? Was there like a trigger before? Because usually the trigger list is for things that like you can do a thing when a trigger happens, like overpower for a warrior. Would be nice to have your UI and add-ons. I like that setup. Do you maybe have somewhere uploaded your add-on folder? I don't have that, Devin. I can do this. You can look at the VOD later. This can be a lot. Some of the things in here I just do not use and are just legacy and just in there. I'm going to slowly scroll. So if anyone's curious, they can go back on the VOD and look at this. This is most of what I have. Specifically the PFUI setup I have. If you do want it, I did have someone else reach out recently. Just hit me up in Discord. Some people don't know this, but if you go to PFUI, you can share. It's a little clunky, but you can literally cut and paste this in a message to someone. So here's what I would do. I would go, I would like to export this. It'll give me a block of code. You know, you copy it and paste it, send it to someone, right? And then what you would do is you go, I'd like, sorry. Let's get rid of that for a second. Share, hey, I would like to import. You'd have to delete everything here. It's a lot. So you'd hit import, but you'd have to paste the text in, and then you hit import. That's all you'd have to do. And then you could have essentially my exact setup. You wouldn't have like mixed scrolling battle text, but you'd have a lot of other things, like where my toolbars are, how big that kind of stuff. So if you want that, you can just DM me, and I can copy, paste it, and send it to you, and you can figure it out yourself. Oh, thank you, Ploxon. Thank you. So that was the answer. So evidently, I'm being told now that Mongoose Bite used to trigger on dodge. They said that you can play alongside the old new client. I doubt they can make it changed like that. I don't know exactly how that part's going to work. My understanding is that the plan is that initially we're going to find out a lot more when they actually have like tests, like alpha tests or beta tests the community can play around with. But the initial way they announced it is they said, hey, people are going to be able to play the new client next to the old client. Now, that might seem like, how is that possible? But let me ask you a question. Does my game look the same as your game? We just talked about UI, right? It doesn't. What's important is that the language that this client speaks to the server with is the same language that another client would speak to it in. That's the most important thing. So, playing with two different clients on the same server, not that big of an issue as long as the server knows to expect it and can speak to both of them. That's the most important part. That's step one. So, having two do it at the same time, I think the main difficulty there is like when there's issues. right? Because there's going to be issues. People are going to need help. Hunter, Mongoose Strike. Okay, yeah, making sure I'm caught up in everything. But again, we don't have any playable Turtle 2.0 or new client to mess around with yet. So we don't know a lot. I still keep correspondence with Cenarius. I get to see what the most recent work has been during the week. And they're still plugging away at it. It's fine. I will say Cenarius is as allergic as anyone else from the Turtle team about giving dates. So I've asked. I've tried many different angles. And my vibe on it is that there's only internal testing going on. There's not like a client that the team has that they can test with. So they're not at that stage yet. But how quick everything in the system goes, like how much each, from an internal closed alpha to open beta to public release, how long that takes, I could not tell you. I don't think the developers could tell you. No one knows, right? So it's very difficult. The one interesting thing, though, is that client's also going to allegedly work on Android, which it's not even allegedly. I know why they say that. It's because Unreal works with Android, so they're going to be able to do that. That's kind of a big deal. Does your Rexxar stuff allow you to guerrilla? It's a self-imposed challenge. I am not allowing myself to guerrilla. Just bear. The only reason I'll catch another pet is to learn an ability. That's it. Oh, wow. I just realized my thing dropped off here. We have fish and chat at home. Fish and chat at home is this. Also, who's Nifty? Oh, is this the placebo, I think. Let's see. Corrupted Ashbringer with spell damage enchant. What is that? That is Striker's Halberg, Cloak of the Fallen God, Striker's Pauldron, Cloak of the Emerald, Choker of the Emerald Lord. Alright, you have bonus nature damage on this? Interesting. Carapace Handguards. Yeah, this is kind of cursed. I like it. 2 cooldowns. Love to see that. Huhoron Stinger. Nice T-Mog, by the way. Does your Rexxar stuff... Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that is you. Yeah. I like your gorilla. He's a pretty boy. Look at Helm. Hold on. Let me get this casted. Oh, very nice. Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. That's one of the few store items I have on this character. I have a remote mailbox. I'll try on some of the other bunny ears. Pink, black, blue, brown, pink. So I have Mujiti. Thank you. I'm just going to return this because I already sent it to myself. And Mujiti sent this as a small gift for your journey. Okay, that's level appropriate. I don't think that's too expensive. I will graciously accept that. Guys, do not feel necessary to send me stuff, by the way. And I'll keep that for when I level up. This is too strong. Okay. Let's try on these. I think... Alright. That's the black. The blue. The brown. Pink. And there's pink and spring pink. Oh wait, I have 2 pinks. Okay. Look, we're matching. We're matching Amanthanta. Did it really? I think it was Twitch that the other day censored GZ, which in WoW speak is just like rats, right? But I think they meant it like someone was saying jizz, so they auto-censored it. I'm like, oh, okay. Why is there a bucket in the water, or is it a bug? Bobulos, why is there a bucket? Because look at this green water. There's got to be something in there. I'm a huge fishing fan, so I'm not going to look at gift horse in the mouth. I love when there's little treasures in the water. I don't think I'm going to get it. It's a 0.5% to get. You know, Connor, I would rather have them go overboard than underboard, if that makes sense. Just because I know, like, some people, especially from like some discussions I've had and from what I've observed, like especially women really struggle when they're trying to do streaming stuff. People can get really weird and toxic. So I think it's nice to have that. And it's easier to disable something you think is silly than to try to scramble to enable something when it starts getting spammed. Floating bucket behind you? Huh? Where? That's Boyle. Oh, you mean little Karen? I am terrified of little Karen. We should all be terrified of little Karen, who is also a... Can I actually see it from here? I can get my camera to go out pretty far. Let's see if I can see it. Conqueror of Desolation. That's right. Lil Karen was in the group that was the first people on the server on Nordanaar to down the final boss of Kara 40. Because if you watch that stream, we all know Lil Karen's actually the main character of the server. Karen's great. And I say that with full favoritism and partiality showing. Karen has, for a long time, been... I think there was like a notification I saw on my creator stuff that said like, you should highlight this person in your community. And it said like, little Karen has commented over 100 times on my videos. Not in stream, on my videos. And little Karen's one of the first people to be encouraging and you know, help me early on. So of course I'm a little Karen fan. I remember Lizzie Babs, don't worry. I don't have much in the way I can give you other than favoritism. Fortunately, you don't end up in hot water very often, so I don't need to like jeopardize my ethics for you. Thank you, by the way, for not putting me in that position. You'll often see, so little Karen in chat is the Lizzie Babs, in chat or in the comments. Almost every single one of my videos, you'll see Lizzie Babs commenting, "I am Vrograg," which is an old meme from Blackwing Guard when we were in the same guild together. What I would do is, I would open up my guild tab like this. Let me see, let's get this cast done. This could be the bucket, guys. It wasn't the bucket. Also, I'm not getting skills up or fish. So what you do is go here. On Vrograg, I have authority to change guild notes. I would go into every single person guild's note, and I would deface it to say, alt of Vrograg, Vrograg's fishing alt, Vrograg's leatherworker, Vrograg's sword appraiser. I would do that to everyone in guild. And so at some point, some people were like, hey, who the hell is Vrograg? And then people who knew what I did said, oh, we're all Vrograg. And the original theory was that Vrograg was like multi-boxing like 60 people in a guild. And that somehow evolved into people in my guild saying I am Vrograg, even if they're not. Yeah, Feronia, you know. Feronia was in Blackman Guard for a time. I low-key, Ploxton, I agree, but I think the only thing that should have Little Karen named after should be an item that makes you somehow look more naked or more gnome-like. And I don't think any of those were eligible in the raid. They helped me view things better as I was being a negative Nancy, and it's made this game as a whole much better, nicer, and enjoyable again. Placebo, yeah. I can very easily be a negative Nancy. This is why I always remind people, it's a game. Remember to have fun. Like, because it's so easy to get negative. It's also, by the way, it's also easy to see negative things and remember them and hold on to them. It takes a lot of work to let go of them. What I would always suggest to people, I've suggested this to people in the turtle team, people outside of the turtle team. I say this, the turtle team, because they get a lot of negative feedback. They get a lot of, people being toxic or mean or harassing. And human psychology makes it such that you feel like that's everyone. While it can be like 1% of people, it can feel like the world's collapsing around you. And it's difficult because that's how human psychology works. So, if you ever do content creation or you're in a situation where you're getting a lot of eyes on you and you have a lot of scrutiny, what I always suggest is look at the feedback you're getting. And if you see something positive that makes you feel good, save it and put it somewhere else. So that when you're getting a bunch of negative feedback and you're feeling bad, you can look at that and you will feel better. It'll remind you why you're doing what you're doing and help you keep perspective on whether what you're doing is bad or not. And by the way, constructive criticism is great. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have made some of the edits that I've been working on for the icon differentiation project. I needed that constructive criticism. The people that were like, the new icons are bad and you should feel bad. That's not useful to me, right? That's not useful to you. But the people are like, yeah, I feel like Ghost Mushroom doesn't really look like Ghost Mushroom. I don't know why it's purple. Maybe fix that. That's constructive. That's useful. And that's one of the changes I worked on. So, always try to be helpful with your criticism. And, by the way, it's fine to be upset about stuff, too. Just remember that when you're being critical, that the people you're being critical at are also humans. That's all. And, if you don't believe me about always trying to keep, positive comments around you. Wait, where is it? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. I know I have it. Copied it over. Come on, fish. Come on. Where are you? I'm not catching fish anymore. I don't know what's going on. Here it is. See? I keep my positive comments. Because I am the non-political Asmongold of Turtle WoW. Did you know Cherry and ESET have superpowers? I know Cherry has superpowers. Cherry does a lot of heavy lifting for the server. And if you don't believe me, I want you on a Friday night to go just take a peek into the support channel. On a Friday night, mind you. You will see Cherry Pie in there helping idiots like me who are like, screen black. Why screen black? With the patience of a saint, she will gracefully and gently do a command to help someone. Sometimes people are really getting upset. She will take time out to let people vent and speak to her. A lot of times it's all people really want. They just want to be able to be heard. Cherry and I both know that. And that kind of service is something that makes someone like Cherry absolutely have a superpower. I think the superpower is patience, though. Do you think politics gives you a Nintendo 64 controller hairline? Possibly. I mean, I am political. But I'll tell you what. The only politics I want to talk about when I'm playing Turtle WoW is whether the message of Blacktooth Grin has any merit in the current administration of the Horde. I want to talk about whether the Kulturan Navy being stationed in Stormwind is a provocative move or a justified one. Yeah, I pretty much, I always say, at least in my streams, we are, to put it as the, we're Cherry Pie stands in this here stream. I will not allow or tolerate any bad words about Cherry Pie in this chat. And she probably won't see this. Should dwarves join the Horde? I think, give you a little sneak peek. Yesterday, one of the reasons I didn't stream yesterday was because I was recording with Nixium for the next part in the pummel. One of the things we organically started talking about was things we would like to see in the game that are reminiscent of Warcraft 3 or are more from the RTS. And what I said was, in Warcraft 3, there were 4 distinct factions. I feel like the limitations of factions in Vanilla WoW is something that I would like to see less of. Don't get me wrong, to all my Forsaken homies out there, you guys are great, but lore-wise, I don't think you guys should be allied with anyone. And I think you would agree too. There are reasons for parts of the Forsaken to be allied with certain parts of, I could say, even the Alliance or the Horde, but I don't think the entirety of the Forsaken would be in either side. I could say the same thing for Night Elves. And that's also reflected in Warcraft 3. Originally, Night Elves are xenophobic. They are reclusive. They are, in some respects, backwards. Them teaming up with the Alliance is insane to me. They don't like when the orcs do logging. Do you think they like when the humans do logging? Think about it. So, do I think the dwarves should join the Horde? I think the faction system is flawed. I think, and here was my fun observation I had while I was discussing this with Nixium. Excuse me. I think each individual race should have different relationships with different races, or have an opportunity. I think goblins and dwarves share more in common than you think. And before you push back on that, I want you to think about something. Everyone knows, right, the pastiche of the goblins, right? Very greedy, industrious to a fault, kind of conniving at times. There is a dwarf racial ability called treasure finding. Goblins don't have that. I think as far as greed and avarice goes, and in industry, the dwarves and the goblins have way more in common than the dwarves and the night elves. I think the goblins have more in common with the dwarves than they would with, I would say, maybe trolls or Tauren. Certainly Forsaken, but that's... I would love there to be quests that show the interplay, both allied or rival, between the different races. I would like there to be more that shows teamwork and friendship between the Night Elves and the Tauren, who share a lot in common. I would like there to be more friction between the Tauren and the Forsaken. So to answer your question, hopefully it answers your question, James, a little bit. I know it's kind of a cop-out by saying, like, oh, the whole system's broken. But that is kind of where I'm at it. Because I think there are aspects of, like, orc culture, I think that have a lot of parallels in dwarf culture. The concept of honor and duty. These are deeply ingrained within dwarf culture and orc culture. You know what I'm saying? Ploxin, that does sound like splitting hairs a bit, but I understand. I'd also really like the fact that dwarves can be mages. It always bothered me that dwarves couldn't be mages. Just because I'm a big mage fan. And I'm like, dwarves, I think in the beta, dwarves could be mages. And they were removed for some reason. I think Draenei, in my mind, I kind of group together with furbolgs. I do not accept TBC Draenei, period. Like, end of story. But I do accept the Draenei broken, like the ones we saw in Kara 40. If you saw that streamer, you know what I'm talking about. Those I'm fine with. Because I think it's a better representation of where they were at in Warcraft 3. And it didn't involve a spaceship. That is about the only thing that I make fun of Cherry about on a regular basis. Is that she uses a Draenei skin. Yeah. Blessed, I mean, listen. If we're still using the paradigm of Alliance and Horde, I think the broken should be in the Horde. And even if it's awkward, if we're talking about awkward, it can't be more awkward than trolls. Any trolls being allied with Sylvanas. Who, like, there's like a hate tier. At the top, right, is Arthas. We get that. We understand that. We see that. We see you, Sylvanas. We get it, right? Do you know what's right under that? It's trolls. It is definitely trolls. Because before she was undead, she spent a lot of her life killing trolls because trolls kept killing her people. That was like her job. She was like a troll exterminator. And she's allied with trolls? So, if the Horde can sustain that level of awkwardness, I think the orcs can sustain broken Draenei and orc level of awkwardness. So, Blessed, I actually have some Turtle Canon lore for you about that specific subject. If you are to do the High Elves and the like Reventusk and the Amanio lore stuff for Horde, both of them have like quest chains where you go around in your faction and try to gain curry with the new faction to get them to be accepted within the Alliance or the Horde, right? One of the steps of that quest for the Horde was, like, you talk to Thrall. Thrall's like, yeah, I think it's a good idea. We should think about getting the Forest Trolls into the Horde. However, the rules dictate that we need unanimous consent from each leader of all the different factions within the Horde. Okay. You go to Cairn. Cairn's like, we cool. He's not Zul'jin. Vol'jin. You go to Vol'jin. Vol'jin's like, me brother. Thrall's already on board. And then you go talk to Sylvanas. Sylvanas is like, hard no. No. It's bad enough. I have the non-green ones. Now you want the green ones? The ones that are literally related to the people that, like... No, just hard no. That is canon turtle, by the way. So, Sylvanas, she might be depressed, but she has still harbored her hatred for trolls. No. I'm not even on that, Ploxin. I'm just talking about canon Sylvanas' reaction to the Forest Trolls. James, are the ones in Kara the Lost Ones models, or the... I think they're Lost One models, from what I remember. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't look like the really clean, well put together Draenei. I have not gotten this helmet, guys. I don't think it exists. What's my fishing skill up to? Oh, jeez. You guys are killing me. Was someone going to tell me? Where's the fishing trainer? Oh, God damn it. All right, hold on. I was at 75 this whole time. I could have been skill upping this whole time. Did you know Little Rag makes the same noise as the ram mounts when you hit jump? I did not know that, but thank you, because I have a Little Rag on Obomsawin. Profession trainer. Fishy. Well, I mean, the fact that Little Ragnaros is now Big Naros, I'm a big fan of that. Because I could do like this whole RP thing with Obomsawin when I'm getting ready for raid. I hope that the Turtle team doubled down on the Forsaken isolationist tendencies. It makes very little sense that they're so aggressive with the Horde there. So, I mean, Blessed, you're absolutely right. I also hope for that in some extent too. The writing team has a difficult task ahead of them because they're trying to respect and represent the vanilla lore and Warcraft 3 lore, right? But here's the thing. Within just the Warcraft lore, Forsaken are literally all over the place. From mustache-twirling villains to thoughtful, contrite victims. And everything in between. And that is not... That's not easy to parse. Hey, little Karen. Woo! All right, now I can fish and actually get some... I can't... How long was I fishing at max fishing? Oh, man, that's so annoying. I'm kind of surprised Murrog's not back yet. Murrog being home was supposed to be like my signal, but it's actually 6 here, so I actually have to wrap up. I'll wait for this lure to finish, and then I'll sign off. So hopefully that makes sense. That's because like I agree with you in principle. It's a mountain of an effort to deal with, I think, for any writing team. Also, as a reminder, if you, by the way, thank you, Caden, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I can see those now. But if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to drop a sub. Make sure to like the stream. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure to follow. If you got Prime, you can drop Primes. I take all that money, and I'm putting it towards a fishing license that I might do for an IRL fishing stream this summer. Fingers crossed. That's the first you've heard of it, by the way. But there's still some things that have to fall in line. But I'm thinking I can do it. Yeah, Gildark. I have to find a spot that has good reception, but also has fishing. And I need to kind of figure out, I need to look like on sort of the TOS, because, you know, if I'm ripping a fish in half on stream, that might be TOS, which, fair enough. Some people don't like seeing gore, even if it's a fish. So I got to check in about that stuff. So there's a lot of pre-production stuff I have to do. I also have to see about what IRL streamers do for, like, I know how to stream from my phone. What do I do about getting like a battery to make sure my phone doesn't die? Hi, Gildark. I'm probably going to go somewhere where people can see me. I do not want to terrorize people. I'll think about it. Okay? It would be funny, though. Sargon's Incarnate. Sorry, that's just a cool name. Nice, cozy streaming. Definitely not the last time I've visited. Thanks. So, I believe Friday, tomorrow, I won't be streaming, but I'm really enjoying working on this character and chatting with you guys. It's reinvigorating my love of Turtle WoW. I'm not even joking. You're seeing it happen in real time. Oh, is this a quest? No, that's... Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're seeing it happen in real time. So, let's go. I definitely will have a stream set up for Saturday, by the way. And we'll probably be able to get more done. Sunday, maybe? Depends. I still have to, like, be a husband and spend time with Murrog. So there's that. Alright. Oh, I just heard Murrog pull up. Okay. So, until next time, everyone. Take care of one another. Take care of yourself. Playing games, the idea is to have fun. If you're not doing it, play something else. And, as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Bye, guys.